LumInsight Central Management System, or CMS, is a management console for operating outdoor lighting systems. It manages system operation, scheduling of dimming profiles and alarms, and also reports operating performance and faults so that the system's maintenance can be managed efficiently. It is available in both a cloud and enterprise version, and in either case, it operates in the context of any HTML5 JavaScript-enabled browser. Let's get started by opening a browser and logging in as the root user of the system. Before proceeding, I want to get across the concept of a geozone. A geozone is a region and map space that defines the boundaries for asset location, user privilege, reporting, and configuration control. It is hierarchical to any desired level of depth, and it defines the space in which a user can access assets within the system, only at or below the level he was created. To start, I will create a geozone for a hypothetical lighting services company called Bay Lighting Group. I click Create Geozone, and then I go to the map interface to define the region inside of which this geozone exists. Basically, this is the service area for the Bay Lighting Group. Next, we're going to define a geozone that will contain the actual lighting system project. We're going to root this in the Bay Lighting Group's root geozone and define this as the actual property where the control system is being installed. We go ahead and give it a name that matches the property, then we use the map interface to locate the region where this actual installation will occur. With the Bay Lighting Group's geozone defined, I can now define users within the geozone. I'll start by defining the admin user for Bay Lighting Group. I use the Manage Users wizard to define the admin user of the system. The admin role effectively gives rob@echelon.com all rights to projects in the Bay Lighting Group geozone. I use valid email names for usernames to ensure unique names in the system. At the moment, I can see all users in the system. When I log out and sign in again as rob@echelon.com, I can no longer see the users that were created at the top level root admin. Next, I'll create an end user account for the actual property manager for the control system that I'm going to install as a project for Bay Lighting Group. We're going to go ahead and give this user a more limited role so they can access and modify things about the system's operation, but not change things about its fundamental installation. Let's return to the asset management functions so we can import a previously deployed provisioning tool project. First, I click the Import Devices. I browse to select the deployed provisioning tool project. I assign the devices to a site-level geozone, and finally select Import. I instruct the CMS to use the device coordinates in the project. At this point, I want to jump back to the user management system and show you a cool feature in the CMS. This feature allows us to track what activities a user has done in the system. I can select a particular user and track all the activities that they've done over time. See when they've logged in, what kind of adjustments have been made, so I can keep track of when things have changed in the system. So let's go ahead and finish the configuration of this particular system. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to define a dimming profile which defines when the lights turn on, what levels they go to at times relative to sunrise and sunset, as well as at fixed times. So we're going to go ahead and define the north profile here. We're defining that the lights turn on 10 minutes after sunset. At 10 o'clock at night, they'll go to a fixed level of mid. At 1 o'clock in the morning, they'll go to the minimum level. At 5 o'clock in the morning, they'll go back to the maximum level. And finally, at 10 minutes before sunrise, we'll turn the lights off. You'll see as we define these profile events that we're building a table to the right, as well as a graphic that's showing the profile across the timeline. Scroll up, go ahead and click Save, and now we've defined a dimming profile. Profile management is much more efficient if I use templates. I can take a profile, specify it to be a template, use that profile to define new profiles that are only modifications of the original template. This considerably speeds the process of defining new profiles. Our next step is to define segment schedules. We're going to take the profiles that we've defined and we're going to apply these to different schedules that execute on the segment controller. We're going to define which days of the week they execute and which groups they affect. So we're going to go ahead and define the south schedule. We're going to assign it to the south group and select the south profile. And then finally apply it to every day of the week. Using the same procedure, I define the segment schedule for the north group of lights. At this point, the segment schedules are defined in the database, but they have not been deployed to the actual segment controller. You can tell this by the is commissioned icon with the red thumbs down. To commission them to the controller, I select Commission for each of the segment schedules, and that deploys the schedule to the actual segment controller. Here is a quick review of what we've done so far. We've defined geozones and users. We've imported a LumInsight Provisioning Tool project into the system. We've defined dimming profiles, assigned the dimming profiles to groups, and finally deployed or commissioned the schedules to the actual segment controller. In the next part, we will review some of the operational characteristics of the CMS.